Media Watch, Olivia's here. Olivia, you know you've arrived when you've got your own application, and there is one now, an application in the name of François Hollande. What is this one about?
Right, so if you haven't got enough of François Hollande on your television, in the newspaper, on the radio, you can also have him on your smartphone. There's a new application now featuring François Hollande called Lui Président. Now, the name is a bit of a joke. Of course, it makes a reference to Moi Président, which is the phrase that François Hollande repeated during the presidential debate with Nicolas Sarkozy. He kept saying, Moi Président, I would do this, Moi Président,
president, I did that.
I would establish this policy, etc. And of course, he had to back all of that up on his website here, the François Hollande 2012 campaign, by listing these promises to the French people, to the electorate, saying these are the things I'm going to do. So to come back to the application, Lui Président, now they've not forgotten those promises. This is an application that basically checks up on him, lists those 200 promises to the French people, and says, okay, where is he with them? Is he getting them done? Now, to give us an example, I really like this. It reminds me of school. Has he put in place a ministry for women's rights? Yes, he has, so he's got a tick. Has he brought the troops back from Afghanistan immediately? Not quite, because it wasn't immediate, so that's a cross. And then there are some things that, for example, are in process of being done. So that's lowering ministerial salaries by 30%. That's, being done at the moment, so it's got a little arrow. And of course, it's a good way to check up on your politicians.
It's a cracking idea, isn't it? It kind of makes our job a little easier, doesn't it? Keep track of what he's doing.
And also, I think for voters, you just keep tabs on what politicians have promised and what they're actually delivering.
Excellent.
And great minds must think alike, because this was a group of students who made this application, but also Rue 89, the newspaper. This morning they launched the Hollandoscope, which is the same idea, where they've got a little note here with the date saying, has he done it? If it's green, he's done it. If it's still an empty box, that's coming up in French.
Avenir. À suivre, even.
Yeah.
Great
Following.
stuff. Okay, so we can keep tracks of François Hollande and his promises. Next, looking forward to the Olympics now in London, and some news about what might or might not be drunk, especially by the Russians.
Okay, so this is about the Olympic rider, we might say, the refreshments provided for the athletes. The Russian Olympic Committee has now announced there will be no vodka. It's the national drink. There will be no vodka at this summer's Olympics.
What are athletes doing drinking vodka anyway, I'm asking?
Well, you get a gold medal, Mark. You would want to celebrate it. Perhaps a little toast, if you get your gold medal. But this is the thing. They say that there will be no gold medals if there's too much vodka. Le Monde had the story here where we've got some photos of some large bottles of vodka. I hope that's not an actual shot from the Vancouver 2010 Winter Olympics, but this is what they're saying. They said that last time around they were expecting between 30 and 50 gold medals, but because they partied so much, they might have drunk a little bit too much, they only got 15, so they're not taking that risk, and it will be beer only for those.
So hang on, so the athletes will be drinking alcoholic beer, but no vodka.
They'll be able to have a swift off before, or maybe perhaps after their tournaments.
I'm shocked. I thought abstinence would be the key to winning these things.
No. And I think what they want to avoid is a scenario that we saw at the International Athletics Tournament in Lausanne in 2008, where a high jumper got a little bit carried away perhaps before the tournament, and as you can see, didn't quite make his jump.
Is he actually an athlete? He looks more like some kid who's run on from the crowd, doesn't he?
Like I said before, I'm very reassured by this. It makes me think that I could be in the Olympics.
So there he is.
He gives it such a pathetic little try.
This guy's actually the worst for wear, shall we say. He's slightly
he's had
tired.
One too many.
Slightly
I think
tired.
he's celebrated before the win.
Okay, well we'll raise a glass to that one. Tell us about David Cameron becoming an unlikely star on the blogs and social media.
Okay,
What's he done? Well, we know
David Cameron, he's a sporting fan. I'm sure you saw this photo at the weekend. Mm-hmm. This is the reaction at the G8 of the Champions League. Result. We can see from David Cameron's face and Angela Merkel's face whether it was an English team or a German team.
Cameron, the Chelsea fan.
The Chelsea fan. Now, The Guardian yesterday wanted you to caption this photo. They had some funny attempts. Someone said, they've done it, the Greeks have formed a government, or new money tree found hiding in Berlin. And then they've gone one step further now. This has gone viral, this photo, because he does look a bit silly. And David Cameron's now featured. He's been cut and pasted into lots of unlikely scenarios. We've got him there with the Queen's Guard.
Okay.
He's also at an anonymous protest. He's at an anti-government protest in the UK. They're at the Olympics with the torch. So he's found fame for being so enthusiastic.
Okay. Maybe some positive coverage there for David Cameron. And boy, could he need it. Olivia, thank you very much indeed. Olivia there with Media Watch.